Hey there, fine arts family, fine arts students, directors, even administrators. It's morning time here in the great Kansas City metropolitan area, and this is just a quick drop-in. Not an emergency podcast, more like a mic check with purpose. So here's why. Last night, I posted a note in the parents group that I'm in. Parents of band kids, tips and tricks, and it was one of those groups. And wow, the comment section lit up like Friday night lights here in Kansas. Stories, wins, worries, the whole spectrum. Which is exactly what I wanted to happen. I just wasn't expecting it to happen with that kind of fervor. Because I'm prepping for the release of a very important podcast episode for you guys that's driven and motivated and inspired by the things I'm seeing inside of this group, which is where I feel a core of my audience is at right now. We're still growing and it's going to go further. But for now, I'm speaking to you guys, the parents, parent to parent. So I want to honor that energy that we had last night and read the room aloud for a minute. I don't have a lot of structure here on this one. I'm just kind of going by the seat of my pants. And I feel like you guys understand that about me at this point. A lot of times I just get inspired and I get an idea and I'm like, oh crap, I need to put this down before I forget it. Because I'm creating here. And this is what creation is. Sometimes it's just very emotional and very raw, which is something I like to teach my kids. So that's what we're doing here. And if you're new here, I'm a Midwest dad, Midwest band dad, out of Gardner, Kansas specifically, just south of Kansas City. So it's still the KC Metro. But I also have Oklahoma roots. I work in Oklahoma full time. I'm remote, but I still put on a lot of miles on I-35 between OKC and KC. Lots of drumline calluses and lots of calluses from grabbing the steering wheel. But, you know, I've performed it, taught it, still can't resist counting off eights in the grocery store as I'm walking. I can't. It's a habit. But really importantly, in my time on this world, I've seen how the arts don't just decorate a school. They stabilize it. And the response to that anchor post told me that you guys see it too. This episode right here, I don't even know if we can call it an episode, but that's what Spotify calls it. It's an episode. So this episode is a short, small porch light. A place to gather, breathe, and say out loud what so many of you typed last night. And we might do a few of these before that episode releases. For the most part, the episode is done. Maybe I'll go back and add some of these stories, or maybe we'll just keep going like this because that's just how the mood feels right now. But back to that post from last night. Here's what I heard between the lines. And I did my best to keep up with all of you guys. But I mean, like I said, I'm a dad. I have a family. I have a full-time job. I have other responsibilities. I had to go pick up a kid from cross-country practice. I mean, I'm just busy. You understand that? But I heard parents saying, band gave my kid their people. A senior sticking around because a freshman needed a big sister. Directors doing logistics magic with duct tape and maybe 3 working stands. And a lot of you whispering versions of, this saved my kid. That matters. It matters to culture. It matters to attendance. It matters to graduation. Yes, we'll get to the data in the full episode, and there's a lot of it. But right now, I want to let the human part breathe, the reason that we're doing this. So I'm going to open up my browser window here, and I'm going to pull up that Facebook post from Band Parents, Tips, Tools, and Resources. And bear with me while I find it. How about I use that search feature, right? But we're going to open up that post and we're going to read some of those comments. Okay? Now, this is in a public forum, so, well, I mean, it's kind of a private group, but it's a public group. You get what I'm saying. They were posted publicly for a group to see, and most of my audience here is this group, so I'm going to read some of these to you, and you can go to the post and read it. And, you know, I'll for the sake of this podcast, we don't know how far it will reach. I will not use names. I will anonymize what needs to be anonymized, and we're doing this on the fly, so we'll do our best here. So I haven't even gone through all of these before doing this. This, like I said, this was by the seat of my pants. I'm like, oh crap, I need to do this. But I'm going to just read some of them randomly. So here's one. Band is where my kid finally found his tribe. The schedule is crazy and hectic and sometimes borders on insane, but it has changed how my son and I are able to interact in this shared passion for performance. He hates to practice, but he loves to get on the field, especially drumline. It has allowed him to find a place where it is okay to be him. Wow. It says a lot. Let's see. It's filtering some of these, so most relevant. Now let's look at all. All right, we'll find another one here. My son is a senior this year. The only thing that keeps him halfway focused on his grades is band. But only because it keeps him eligible for band. I appreciate that caveat because we know that's true for a lot of kids. He gets bored with school, doesn't understand why he needs to learn, quote unquote, all this stuff. No college on the horizon, and that's okay with me. But band is when he gets off his duff and will ride his bike to practice. He doesn't ride, and God forbid he accepts a ride from mom. 7 a.m. practices, late night Tuesday practices. Even if I'm going for other reasons, he will still ride his bike. He loves playing in the pit. Because he doesn't enjoy school the way I did, I realized very early he should graduate early and just get out in the world. So he'll graduate in December and walk in May. So, and then she goes on, what makes him want to quit? Honestly, it's school. What keeps him in? It's band. We see this over and over again, guys. The fine arts keep kids in school. Maybe not for all the right reasons, but it keeps them in school. It keeps them going. They'll at least put forth an effort to pass their classes because it keeps them eligible, just like this commenter posted. I mean that's over and over. It helped my kid. It's where my kid found their people. Here's another one. Because of band and all the amazing teachers and coaches, he finally decided, as a senior, that he wants to teach music education, to give back what he's been given. I mean, that's big. Honestly, that's what happened to me. It was because of great teachers and instruction that catapulted me into the university life and pursuing a degree in music education and ultimately teaching in music education for 4 years. I know I didn't last, but that's fine. I'm back now. And we'll do one more here. Last year, my daughter joined marching band as a freshman, and it was amazing for starting at a new, huge school to meet so many people a month before classes started. The work they put in and bonding. She had great role models in her section leads that challenged her to try new things in and out of band. She has a community. She started school with not feeling alone, being comfortable with a group that she didn't have before. And also, her work ethic was given a focus. She was challenged to enter districts. As a freshman, she not only lettered, but made it to state with her quintet, which were all older older classmen than her. All that to say, it gave her a group for support and to challenge her in the best of ways, doing something she loves and keeping her busy. There's so much that goes into marching band that we don't see from the outside. Us as parents also gain this community to watch out for all our kids and each other. It's wonderful. Year 2 for us, and an 8th grader that is looking forward to going next year to do it with his sister. Honestly, we have wonderful band directors and a great group of kids. So, I mean, it was just post after post like that. I see band change me for the better. Band offers so much not only to the students, but to the whole family. My daughter is a junior this year and joined marching band as an 8th grader. I've watched her confidence and self-esteem grow. Just one after another like that, guys. It's not just puffery. When I get unhinged and I yell that the arts matter, this is why. And in the episode that's coming up in a couple of weeks, I address something very important. It's a story about a girl named Emma who was cyberbullied in the worst way. I don't go into details in it. I don't want to go into details about it. But this girl poured all of her feelings, all of her emotions into arts. She poured it into music. The outcome? She said, music saved my life. And I felt that hard because my own kid has battled online garbage too. So again, when we say arts matter, this is what we mean. Sometimes they're the difference between a bad day and a breaking point. Let that sink in. And to kind of wrap this up with the stories from the post, I did get one DM from a mother in a private school. I'm keeping her anonymous, but I can paraphrase here. Not even looking at the message because this is how much I'm going to paraphrase. She said, "We're forgotten. We don't get support from administration. I feel like I'm screaming into the void. Your post made me feel less alone. So, Mama, if you're listening, thank you. You are not shouting into the void. You are shouting into a crowd, and the crowd is starting to answer back. We've got you, friend. All of you friends. I am your advocate first. Yes, I host a podcast. Yes, I consult. But here, I am your advocate. So there's 2 things I want to ask from this community. Send me a 30 or 60-second voice note, or send me a text, send me a DM. I will get the notification. Yes, it'll tell you that we're not friends or whatever, but you can be friends with me. You can choose to follow me or be my friend. That's fine. Send me a message. Let's crowdsource some stories, more stories, lots of stories. Stories about your first yes, your first they found their people, or someone made a way story. Send me something. I'll weave a few into the upcoming episode about the real cost of cutting arts, because that's what that one is called. It's going to be called The Real Cost of Cutting the Arts. So send me some stories to add to that. And even if we don't get them into that, we're going to compile these stories and make something from them. But here's the thing. We need to hear those stories. We need to hear the different voices. We need to hear the different textures, or the administration won't listen. Or they're going to think that I'm just some hyped up, loudmouth idiot that doesn't stop. That's just got a voice and a microphone. But if we band together as a group of voices, we will make a noise, we will make a sound that they can no longer ignore. Now, I'm not saying they're coming after your school and cutting your arts and cutting your programs, but they are making cuts. They are looking at budgets and they're looking for excuses, and we don't need to give them to them anymore. So in those stories, say your first name only. School is optional. I'll protect details. If I need to edit, I'll edit. That's fine. Then share this drop-in episode with one adult who can move the needle. A principal, board member, a booster president, a neighbor who works at the district office. And tell them, listen to the parents. Because as parents, we do matter. And hey, directors and admins who are here, jump in my inbox. What do you need the parents to know right now? And I'll pass the mic. So in a couple of weeks, once the back to school dust settles, I'm going to release the deep dive episode with the data, the receipts, and a plan. But I didn't want to wait to say this. You are not alone. The thread proved it, and it will continue to prove it as the days go on. Your stories, they are the heartbeat under the metrics that we have here. But I want to thank you for trusting me with your kids' moments. Thank you for sharing them with me. And thanks for showing up for each other. Keep the porch light on in those comment threads. Keep it going. Let's not stop. Let's blow it up. Keep it at the top of the group thread. And I'll keep showing up with the mic and a snare pad. And a whole lot of belief that the arts don't just make students better. They make them better humans. And because I touched on a tough topic here, and because I know that there's just so much going on in this world right now, there's just so much going on. So if you need help right now, or if your kiddo needs help right now, or someone you love does, understand that you are never alone. Never alone. And if you're in that moment and you need help, call or text 988 and someone will help you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being the parents you are. Thank you for supporting the arts. Thank you for taking care of your kids when the administration may not know how to yet. So again, I am Mike. This is Soundstage EDU. Please follow us for more of these moments coming up. We're going to start moving fast. And remember, let's raise the bar together.